This guy seems to be on the passive side, so I think I just want to be the one putting the money in the middle. Otherwise, wouldn't be the worst strategy to sometimes check back some of you weaker top pairs there to basically let the recreational bet into you twice. And I think here the turn, we want to polarize, we want to go for large sizing. And also against a potential recreational, just checking and then letting him bluff on the river, or betting large on the river again when he checks twice is probably the better play. And here, he either has a give up or he has a bluff catcher. I mean, the 4 makes it straight now. Yeah. But otherwise, I don't hate sizing up there when they check twice. They very often sit on a jack or a weak ace. And the 9-8 here against a slightly smaller open raise, I'll defend. 10-9-7, kind of equal board for both. He can still have 8-6 suited. Jack-8 offsuit maybe that we don't have. We're just going to check call. Check call the flop, check call the turn, and then probably check for the river. That's the plan with this hand. We see a half-pot barrel on the brick, where he should probably size up. If I had a hand like 7-8 or like an 8x, a random 8x without a pair, I would consider going for a bluff raise here. I think my hand just wants to call, and now in river, probably I want again to lead. I don't expect people to bluff enough here on this sort of run out, but I also think when we lead, we can get value from 2 pairs and sets. And just hope we don't get raised here. We can definitely have some of the better straights here. Here's queen 10, right? So perfect if from a 10, right? The hand is always going to check back. Important to find those leads. Don't worry about being face up. I mean, given how quickly you called, you could probably even go for a larger lead there. Here we're just going to fold, limp pot. Queen 10 suited, we're going to 3-bet against MP. Obviously folding against a 4-bet. Even in theory, this is a fold, but especially against the player pool, we definitely want to get out of there. We're dominated by his plus. We get a cold call, which should be quite a strong range. This guy also doesn't seem like he's too out of line. We have absolutely nothing on his flop, so we're just going to check forward. But I would also do a lot of checking with my overpairs here, letting him stab, you know, his 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s that I would expect him to cold call here. And then some suited broadways. The suited broadways we can still bluff later. But now we pick up something, and the pocket jacks here going to code 4-bet. Actually quite close. If we knew this guy was super tight, we could also just fold it. And now on the 10, I think we have the best hand a lot of the time. Obviously there's some better 10x, like ace 10, that he could have. And yeah, against the click 4-bet, I think we're just out. But yeah. Yeah, I think we're just folding jacks there straight away. I mean, 14 to win what? We almost get the right to hit a set. But yeah, it's just always aces or kings. So let's just save ourselves some money. And the river here is unfortunate. He can have all the ace queen, ace jack of clubs. So we're hoping just to check now, trying to win against pocket pairs. I don't really think we get value from 8s, 9s, 7s anymore by betting. So we're just checking and then probably folding. Although this is close actually, because he also has, I mean, he has ace queen, ace jack of clubs, diamonds maybe steps the flop, and then he has king queen, queen jack, maybe 6-7, 8-7. I think we actually have to call against the half pot bet there. There's just too many random flush draws, suited broadways, suited connectors that he can cold call with that now get there, and the only hands that are quite likely are the ace of clubs here. But yeah, he has hands like this one, so we just need to call there. So good play there. We don't need to win all the time there, but sometimes we will be good there. often enough. If he would jam there or go maybe for pot size bet, I think I would just fold. So it seems to be a recreational, although his stats are quite okay. And yeah, with the jacks, it's actually quite close. Jacks and tens, they don't always call 4-bet. Depends a bit on the position. Let's open the pocket threes just to get involved in some more hands. Obviously not great with a guy playing a lot of hands, but pocket threes performs at least a little bit better than maybe the king 6 suited that we had earlier. Ace 7 7. Could go for a small c-bet, we could go for a check, but generally out of position against two opponents. Big blind is gonna have the 7x advantage. I'm just going to check. And happy to see check around. Ace 4, we can go for 3-bet, we can go for an call. Both options are fine. Going to just call this time. And now with the pocket threes, I think I like a small step. Hopefully in position folds and we can check back in the on the river. We kind of value own ourselves sometimes against 6s and 7s, but they have a lot of offsuit broadways in there that have outs against us. Maybe he calls king queen high and checks it down now. The king 4 suited against a small c-bet, we're just going to call. And then the pocket jacks again, I'm just going to check to the preflop caller with the presumably stronger range. And we got some value from deuces, perfect. And then the 9 pairing on the turn. If he went for larger size, we could definitely lead. I think here we're just going to check. Goes check, check, and then definitely going to check again. I don't think he can get any value. Pocket jacks is just check calling. And ace 10, I'm going to 3-bet. You could call, you could 3-bet. I think both options are fine. Don't want to time out there. And check down and lose to ace 8, unfortunate. See another barrel with pocket jacks. I think here we just want to fold. We block the bluffs. We're behind, we lose to ace 10, ace 9, 10, 9. I'd rather call a hand like king 10 here or just an ace. So I think jacks not as good here. Let's go for a c-bet with the pocket queens. Take it down. Opening a bit wider again, but these people have been quite passive so far. You can play different strategies there, but just small range betting is gonna be fine. Here we get 3-bet non-all-in. I mean, this guy seems tight, but obviously we're calling for the price and stacking off. Jamming, I don't think makes that much sense. We can just see, try if he hits something. And then probably get away on a flop like this one, to be honest. Just going to check this back. I don't expect him to have a random 10-5 offsuit there. So yeah, I think it's just going to be an ace very often. Maybe pocket kings, pocket queens sometimes, and we lose a little bit less. Going to just take my 7 to showdown here, although not expecting to win that much. But there's still some low pocket pairs, and he didn't value bet. If he, I mean, he checked twice, but again, is he really folding pocket 10s, pocket jacks, pocket queens there? I don't think so, but I think we should definitely go for value now against those hands when we do improve. It's a bit thin, but he snap checked twice. If he has an ace, I think he just wants to get in all the money. Otherwise, well played if he checked an ace twice, but we definitely go for value. All the weaker king X, queens, 10s, etc. 9s, right? So, you know, he's never folding when he goes for the sizing preflop. He's never going to have any, or almost never. You should never say never in poker. Going to have any random bluffs, so we just want to call. And yeah, he allowed ourselves to play perfect post flop. And again, don't be scared that there's an ace out there. He checked twice, he never has an ace. So your king is a nuts there. Make sure to go for value. If he checked again on a brick river, probably just checking down my king queen high. I again don't think he would have folded. You know, if he doesn't fold on a king, he's never folding his pocket 9s. So yeah, I would have just checked that down. Not bluffed in that situation, even though he checked twice. If there were more money behind, definitely I'd do that. turn my hand into bluff at some point. But for half pot, I just don't see him folding. We get a new guy here, opening to 4x. Not ideal, it's definitely a stronger range quite often, but I think could also just be, you know, a random guy and we just want to get involved. Hopefully play post flop, don't face a 4-bet. And hopefully hit, we don't, but it's a good board for us. We'll go for a small c-bet, put his pocket pairs in a tough spot right away. We get a call very quickly, which is not great. Going to check back and then bluff if he checks behind. This would be an okay barrel, but we definitely cannot barrel all the time there. And given how quickly he called, I doubt he's going to have that many snap folds. But now he snap checks behind. Interesting what we want to do here. I think going big, you could also overbet jam there, wouldn't hate it. But putting just max pressure on a jack, saying I trap the hand like ace king, ace queen on the turn there. Trying to make a hand like this fold. The read was good. Maybe jam there is better. But it's a bit of a higher variance play, while with this play, obviously we sometimes get the folded jack, and then sometimes also just a pocket pair that he still has, or maybe yeah, like pocket pair or king queen, king 10 himself, which would also be a win for us. If we're a bit more sure that he never has an ace, we can also go for a jam. 3-betting with the ace king suited, and here we 3-bet against this guy. We got called by the other guy. This time with a bit more equity. Gonna start with a small bet. You could go larger, all fine. We see another very, very quick call. So apparently this guy just likes to play quick calls. This time I think with our hand, probably going to triple this off on non-hard runouts. He's gonna have a 10 sometimes. This is a very unfortunate runout. Oh, I'm so tempted to jam this. This just seems like always a missed draw. Like exactly the one that we have. But the problem is like he's probably not even folding like ace queen of hearts or something when he goes for this. If we went small, I think we could go for a raise here. I think a 10 might consider raising at some point, but yeah. Like I don't expect him to fold for 20 more, even with ace jack of hearts or something. So given I'm not sure if, I think he managed to bluff us there, but I'm too afraid that if I bluff jam, he's just gonna call his bluff just to see what we had. All right, yeah, let's sit out the next big blind. I think there are some interesting hands, especially the leading in some of the spots, the opening wider, how to read into the timing tells, etc., etc. Again, here opening wider, recreational and the big blind, a7 suited against the 3x. Just going to fold, over defend there. 10-3, really dry board. He's gonna miss a lot. The small c-bet is gonna attack all of his air that he's gonna have a lot, and there's a decent amount of turns where he can barrel, or we can check back and bluff the river. I think here I actually prefer checking back and barreling something that has an over to the 10, or at least the 8 as well. In the check down line, my 7 and my 6 are gonna be good more often, and I could obviously still bluff now if I bricked, you know, saying I have an 8 or maybe pocket 6s, pocket 7s. Now that he checks, he didn't lead out, so I don't expect him to have a strong hand very often, like a 10 or a 3. So maybe an ace high or an 8. Going for half pot, also potentially inducing something here. But unfortunately, we just see the fold. Here we opened the 5-4. Got called by both the recreationals. Unfortunately, we missed the flop. So even though the flop is good for us, not going to start bluffing here. And again, on a turn, I think I'm going to check, maybe bluff on river, but Not the biggest fan of bluffing three-way. And yeah, just check folding on the turn now. Ace Jack, maybe can get in a 3-bet pot against what seems like a regular from the sizing. Tables are closing, so let's see. Unfortunately, against the 4-bet we would have to fold, but we flop top pair. Again, anything from 1/3 to half pot here is fine. Let's go with 40%, something in the middle. We also have the ace of clubs, which is nice. Gives us some extra equity. And getting check raise is interesting. You can have 5s, 3s, but definitely some worse jack hex. We have a very, very easy call. Hoping you not see a club on the turn. 7-6 now gets there, makes a pair. I expect a lot of 5s and 3s, to be honest, at this stake. Maybe sometimes king jack, ace jack himself. And again on the turn, just calling. Now it's on the turn, not that great that we have the ace of clubs. On the flop it's okay, gives us some more equity. On the turn I think we would just block a lot of the bluffs. The question is, do we want to check back or do we want to bet here? I think I just want to bet right away, get some more value from king X, from jack X of clubs. Maybe 7-6 is going to check call the turn. And then if he just check calls, we can probably still value jam on the river. I don't see him check raise, check calling as set there. Now that he jams, I don't think it's great, but I don't think we can fold. He might, you know, jack jam, 7-6 of clubs, jack X of clubs here. He's gonna have 5s and 3s a lot. Maybe as a flush draw, doesn't know what to do and just gets it in. But it's not a great spot. We don't have any reads. But yeah, this time he did have the jack 10. So obviously still has a lot of equity, but we can't fold at this point. Let's see if we can hold for the video. Let's peed it out. It's a club, guys. Doesn't look good. But yeah, happy with the place. We got it in good on the turn. I think he should just check call. And that would be probably the better play. But yeah, fine check raise by him, and then turn I think he should just check call. Right? Like he's not really accomplishing much. Sure, if you have king queen with the backdoors, I have some outs to improve, but probably best to just check call the turn. But he got lucky this time, and we're down to our last two hands. 9-5 suited, we're gonna fold, and I think here I'll just end the video. Let me know what you think of the rec tables instead of the rush and cash, and if there are any hands that you would have played differently. Please let me know in the comments, and or in the Discord, and we can chat about them. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.